Quite remarkable comeback. A superb surge, a spell, work out 3-2-1 in 6 starts, and then went on to complete victory after a substandard start. That could be the kickstart he needs this season, Richard North. Great win for him. He'll go through to face the #1 seed Ian White tomorrow. Jamie Hughes, who's been bumped into the seedings because of withdrawals, will be the #16 seed, and he will face tomorrow the winner of this match, Daniel Larsson of Sweden. And Steve West, making just his 4th appearance on the Euro Tour this year. The man has reached semi-finals on it before, and he's looking to rediscover his form when he was really the man that was threatening to pick up a first PDC title at the back end of 2017, and certainly at times last year as well. We've just seen North spark something. Can West do the same? I'm Chris Murphy. Dan Dawson joins me, and we're about to find out.
Yeah, well, Steve West is obviously the favourite for this one. However, he's in a real slump of form, is simply the West. He has appeared in 3 Euro Tours leading up to this one, but hasn't won a game in any of them. And he's usually quite good for a semi-final here there, Steve West, whether it be at a Euro Tour or a Pro Tour event.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Steve to throw first. Game on!
But the last time we saw Steve West make it a semi-final of anything was a Players' Championship event in the middle of April. Since then, he's not managed to get past round 2 of anything. So first round exits on the Euro Tour, and then either first or second round exits in the Pro Tour events. So Steve has got some serious work to do to get back in form. And he has got some serious work. I mean, if he wants to make the European Championship, which is, of course, where he beat Michael van Gerwen famously, then, I mean, he's a guy, he's beaten Phil Taylor in a big TV tournament at the Grand Prix, beat Michael van Gerwen at the European Championship. Steve West, when he's on form, he is terrifying, but it's a terrifying spell of form as far as he's concerned that he's currently in.
Yeah, he switched to new darts earlier this year that he'd worked on with his manufacturer, and last time that I saw him on the European Tour, he switched back to his old ones. Wasn't quite comfortable using the new ones yet. But he looks comfortable using them now. If that visit's anything to go by.
100.
Well, he's not Daniel Larsson before, but I'm sure he's aware of him. Larsson, one of the guys who's been plying his trade in the Nordic and Baltic leagues and has made a number of appearances on the European Tour. Won some games as well.
Yeah, and won a game at the World Championship against the all-time great Robert Thornton in December. So West will be well aware of Larsson's giant-killing tendencies.
Steve, you require 109. Game shown, the first leg.
It required 109 and takes it out expertly. Not often you see the bullseye route employed first start, but Westy getting the job done. 15-dart leg.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that route for 109. Steve West pulled it out of the bag.
60.
And
45.
It was quite interesting to see that, because I've had, and I know you have as well, Dan, many discussions with Steve West about ways to finish, and he's a man that seems to maintain go for treble 20 as much as possible. I know he still used it in the combination, but
although he is one of the guys who goes 18s first on 118, which is the wrong way to go.
60.
But he is a guy who does, I mean, he hits a lot of 180s, Steve West. He's a big scorer when he gets going.
I always maintain that he's a player that misses the most on wire.
I think he maintains that as well.
Just seems like a lot of the time,
44.
if his first starts just above the wire, he tends to plant them alongside rather than putting them underneath.
Yeah.
No over adjustment there from West.
57.
First to a finish though, on the Larsson throw.
57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57. 57.
from Sweden, who's currently only down at 7th in the Nordic and Baltic rankings. Not even the top Swede, Dennis Nielsen, the leading Swedish player. Oskar Lukasiak is actually ahead of Daniel Larsson in the Nordic and Baltic leagues.
104. Daniel will require
Very nicely
117.
done, but 1 treble required for Larsson. That treble is treble 19 now. But he just slips next door.
89. Steve, you require 40. Game Sean the second leg.
Absolutely
Steve
perfect
West.
from Steve West.
The
2 legs
Steve
one,
to throw first.
31
Game
darts. Daniel Larsson from Uppsala in Sweden owns a chain of supermarkets. That's his day job.
41.
I won't do the checkout jokes this time.
Oh. You surprise me, Murph.
90.
Do you know what their slogan is? Their chain of supermarkets?
No, but I'm sure you are going to enlighten us all.
Yeah. Well, it's less of a slogan. It's a message on their website.
60.
It says, "We invite the customer to party,"
Okay.
which I'm a big fan of, isn't I?
Yeah, well, just don't get confused next time you're in Asda thinking it's Larsson's supermarket and make a
55.
beeline for the party popper aisle. Well, Steve West doesn't look like a man who's having a party right now, even though he's got a comfortable lead in the match. Just looks a little bit frustrated.
Hobbling about a bit as well. Now, he did have a long-running hip problem up until
96.
a couple of years ago, and he had an operation on it, and he said it's cured it, and it's actually weird playing without pain. He had a really good year last year,
60.
by my estimations at least, but I think he has had a recurrence of the issues that plagued him for so long. Now, that injury didn't stop him playing good darts because he'd done it for years and years and years. It's just something he'd live with. Maybe a bit of a spell playing without pain and then it's come back. That might be a reason why he has
45.
struggled of late.
He's looking, very comfortable in this match in terms of the scoreline. Larsson's not really threatening him, but you can just see he's really getting a bit frustrated being able to find that treble 20. Good thinking there to leave himself on a finish. Has been at the venue for a long old time today, Steve West. He is the type of player who gets up early, doesn't he?
Steve, you require
On a
170.
match days, if he's playing in the evening session, he can be waiting a long time. He did find the treble 20 first dart then. And once again, he's teed up tops and put the pressure on his opponent, who hasn't had a dart at double yet.
Gets one now.
Game
Only
Sean,
needs
the
one.
third leg. Daniel Larsson.
So that perfect setup shot from Steve West
Fourth leg, Daniel to the front first.
is worth
Game on.
nothing in the end.
Well, it's all that practice he gets with the checkouts, Dan.
Of course he weren't going to do that.
Well,
60.
I often disappoint.
I know, Murph. 180 coming in. Oh, fancied it from that first dart, I have to say, but he only comes away with a ton. Steve West in the top 10 180 hitters in terms of their frequency in the floor events this year, and that's despite the fact that he's not really been doing anything over the last 4 months in terms of getting
45.
results.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's looked so full of anguish when he hasn't found it with the first dart in this match, because he knows that when he does, the next two so often follow.
57.
Plenty of room for more.
100.
Can't find his way through. Not quite sombrero weather in Risa this weekend. Not as yet, anyway.
There's a bit of a chill, isn't there, in the air?
60.
Certainly today. It will heat up over the course of the weekend as the crowds flock in.
41.
Certainly a bit livelier in here than it was this afternoon. See if they can have a lot to shout about.
140.
It won't be often that Steve West goes through a match without a maximum, but he's struggling
60.
to follow the guides in this one.
144.
Got half a dozen darts to do this, so, and restore the advantage to a couple of legs.
Treble 8 to leave tops. Yeah, that's exactly what he did a couple of legs ago. Leaves himself a 144 after 12, 40 after 15.
45.
And in the second leg, he broke Larsson by Pop's first dart. Is it the same? Not quite. But effectively, yes.
Steve West. Fifth leg, Steve to throw first.
Two-leg cushion restored.
Game on.
Steve West still not happy with his performance, but Daniel Larsson, I think, well, happier Steve West, but Larsson is having a little bit of a shocker. Well, what is he? I think here, all I can think is that Daniel Larsson may have people with him that are giving him some vocal encouragement, because the direction that West was looking at was the VIP section of the crowd, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but I thought they would shout, "Come on, Steve." He's got to be taking issue with his own fans, is he? I mean, he could.
98.
They're saying, "Come on, Steve."
Yes, maybe. Or maybe they were saying, "Come on, Steve," but Steve thought they were saying, "Come on, Swede."
I mean, that would be great. If you could fall out with people who are actually supporting him because he can't hear them properly, that would be spectacular. I'm very much here for that.
140.
Here we go.
One of those.
Steve the silencer fires in a max to leave himself on 81 after 9.
And he's still keeping on this dialogue with whoever it is in the crowd he's singled out.
Well, wait for it. Wait for it.
Steve West.
Well, it's sparked him into life. Have it.
60.
Come on, Bev, just get out the front there, give him some abuse. He'll throw a 9-darter. The more you wind him up, the better he gets. Look at him, call him names. Shout at him. Say something nasty about his nan, he'll be brilliant.
Well, whatever it is, I hope it keeps happening, because Steve West has entered a darting twilight zone.
This is the proper Steve West. This is the Steve West that beat Van Gerwen. The average is climbing up towards 100 here, because the last couple of legs he has just kicked on.
40.
3 years ago now, Dan, that Steve West came as close as he has come to winning that elusive PDC title.
Yeah, against Van Gerwen in a final in Barnsley, wasn't it?
He had a shot, didn't he, he went to the board with a finish. It might have even been something like this.
It was, I think it was 110, and he put the very first dart straight in the 5, and that was it. Because he knew Van Gerwen was on a check out, and he was probably going to take it. Van Gerwen was playing absolutely supremely at the time, winning titles left, right and centre. But this is supreme from Steve West. Oh, that's too many.
Oh, he had a dart, didn't he?
Only wanted the single.
Had a dart. I've seen him do that before. I'm sure I've seen him take that out before.
And this would be a hilarious way to lose your momentum. But he doesn't let it affect him. It's a 13-darter.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done that by accident before and taken out in the combination. In fact, Michael Van Gerwen, who we just mentioned, has done a 10-darter on double one before.
Yes, he has.
35.
He would have preferred that 57 to fall out the board, imagine. And that 15. He preferred all three of those to fall out. Would have done him a favour.
Yes, well, there has been a fallout in this match.
85.
But it has inspired Steve West to new heights after a frustrating start for the Essex man. He's gone through the gears and he's cruised to victory. And that second round meeting with
95.
Jamie Hughes is very much on the cards.
Yeah, and if Steve can bring his form of the last 3 legs or so into that game with Yoza, who of course did win one of these titles in Prague, then we could have a belter of a second round clash.
Another to leave a checkout.
100. Daniel, you require 126.
Larsson options from here. Had West been on a checkout, he would have started on the 19s.
90.
Larsson leaves himself double 18.
There's an opportunity here, Dan, for your dead cat shot. That would have been the 180.
Daniel, you require 36.
Yeah, the distraction shot. May not need it.
18.
Daniel Larsson has missed anyway, and Steve West has a look at the 1-2-4. He might be having a look at Jamie Hughes in round 2 because he wants the bullseye.
99.
And misses on the wire.
Daniel, you require 18.
Well, this has to go.
Game show.
And it has gone. And West has not yet won.
8 leg, Daniel to throw first.
We have seen Steve West capitulate on the very biggest stages of all in the past. Who can forget the World Match Play comeback, if you can call it that, by Darryl Gurney last year.
I think, I'm trying to remember, I think, was it 11 match darts that Steve missed?
Yeah.
When he dominated that game?
And I think he was on an 11 darter to win the match. He's kicked off 180 here, and for some reason I've started worrying.
99.
Steve West has this in his own hands.
$26.
And now Steve West has handed it to Daniel Larsson.
Well, he takes a bow, but
95.
Larsson trying to take advantage. West can put it right here with another big shot.
133.
Well, I mean, the numbers don't really work for him there, do they? 133 to leave 162.
Steady, Steve.
122.
Great setup shot.
124.
Perhaps should another match dart if his maths had been right in the previous visit. And Daniel Larsson wants double 11. Oh, and just misses inside. Match darts incoming for Steve West. Already missed one at the bull, but this is the one he wants. Double top.
That would have hurt, but West now wants double 10, and he's missed again.
Daniel, we require 11.
Match darts have been and gone. Does he get more? Does he get any more in this leg? Yes, he does. But it's a dodgy double.
But it is right next door to the one he likes, double top. And there's a little smirk on his face. Maybe he isn't feeling pressure. Maybe he isn't going to give us a Steve West special. But maybe he is. Because it's 7 match darts now missed by Westy.
He started this leg with a 180. But it's a leg he hasn't won.
Ninth leg, Steve to throw first.
Well, he does have the throw here. He does have the throw in the last leg decider. But if you're Steve West and you find yourself in a last leg decider, having been 5-1 up, does Steve West think that he can win the game from there?
1 minute 25.
It might need to be one in this leg for Steve West.
All of a sudden, Larsson is igniting. Steve West needs to get rid of the last leg from his mind. Much easier said than done, especially for a man who's been through similar trials and tribulations, perhaps more frequently than most.
Well, he's talked about the mental side of the game. I've mentioned it before. Steve West has said, in the past I've been mentally weak and I've tried to find ways to be stronger. I think it's commendable how he's looked at it and gone, right, that's something that needs to improve.
97.
But unless it does improve, you know, you can read all the books about lift weights you like, but unless you actually go and start lifting them, you're not going to get any stronger.
91.
Well, Larsson's left to check out. Oh, he's looking for the treble 14. Would have left him on his favourite double top. Steve West will already be thinking, well, he's going to take this out now, isn't he?
Is that 55 left? 15 to leave tops?
99. Daniel will require 170.
Surely not. Surely not.
Well, no. More match starts are incoming, but we've already seen 7 missed by Steve West. There's almost 15 points difference in the averages here, but if Steve West misses this, we might be going the distance. But he doesn't miss it, and Steve West, after 10 missed match darts, drags himself over the line. A bizarre game with some absolutely stupendous stuff from Steve West until it came to hitting the winning double. He does book his place in round 2, his first win on the European Tour this year. A 6-3 victory over Swede Daniel Larsson, and we will see Simply the West against Yossa Jamie Hughes for a place in the last 16. Coming up in a moment, it's a man who's hit a number of 9 dart legs this year. Maastricht House against the Belgian David Venken.
Ja, da hat es der Steve zwischendurch ganz schön krachen lassen. Plötzlich der 11 Darter, der 13 Darter. Und jetzt genießt es und lässt sich so ein bisschen Zeit. Hat noch ein paar Flights für euch, wenn ich das richtig sehe. Steve, congratulations. You need to hit the last double, right?
Yeah, it took a little bit of time over it, but yeah, I'm quite happy. I haven't won a game on this stage for months. Months and months. Bad year.
That was actually like a little explosion with the 5th leg, with the 11 darter. You lifted up your game.
Yeah, but Daniel's friends are sitting over there and I can hear them in my ear hole. But you know, just want to show him that I'm not going to let him get away with that. So, you know, it went well.
Yeah. What do you expect against Jamie Hughes?
Who knows what you expect against Jamie Hughes? He's either a 111 average or a 70 average. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, Steve. Steve West. Er sagt, keine Ahnung, was willst du erwarten auf Jamie Hughes?